Holy fuck, man! How? Welcome back to the stream, man. Hey, shout out to Andrew Yang. He wrote me a banger, I'm not gonna lie. He said, Michael, congrats on all you do. You're building the future. Andrew Yang. Shout out to presidential candidate and friend of the stream, personal friend of mine, Andrew Yang, for coming on the stream, for giving me the book. Hey, Yang, where's my $1,000? I actually, this morning, I woke up this morning fucking miserable, by the way. I woke up this morning miserable. And I read, like, I said, fuck it, I'm going to read a book. And so I read the first 30 pages. It's actually kind of a heater, I'm not going to lie. Book is actually sick. Today's an important stream. Are you sick of me saying that? Do I even have to say it anymore? We have a lot to talk about today. I have to tell you a story about how I lost one of my top roster spots to clavicular, bro. Honestly, I did. I lost one of my top roster spots to clavicular, which is just so brutal. I'll tell you the story, but TVPN got acquired for, like, I don't know, $500 million, something stupid. A single founder vibe coded $1 billion company. Trump did one of the scariest speeches I've ever heard him speak, and he's done some scary speeches before. Ton of oil commentary. The market somehow fucking closed green. It makes no sense. Warren Buffett interview we're finally gonna talk about. The Drift Hack has some takeaways. Smack launched an article I actually enjoyed, which we'll talk about. We have a lot to talk about. We'll skip my intro topics to get straight to this, which is TBPN acquired today by OpenAI. Everybody here knows what the TBN is, I'm assuming. By the way, I will come out on a limb and I'll say I'm one of the biggest TBPN glazers because I run a media company, okay? And people like to hate on TBPN, and people like to hate on the views or whatever that TBPN does compared to like a Kai Cenat or whoever. One, it's a completely fundamentally just different business. What they're playing for, who they're targeting, who they're going after. Two, the operation that they run, and the only reason I know this is because I run a fucking operation, is unreal what they are able to pull off every single day. Seriously. Like, we run an operation in the background. I have the most incredible team at Counterparty working with us. Like, the most incredible team. Everyone carries me. I just show up and stream. Everybody else does all the fucking work. But for TVPN to pull off the show that they pull off every single day is actually filthy, bro. And so Sama quote tweeted and said TVPN. By the way, OpenAI, like, they got acquired by fucking OpenAI, which is, I don't know. I don't even think you can go bigger than that. That's as big as you can get, right? It could have been Anthropic, I guess. It could have been X, but it's as big as you can get. And Sam Kotu says TVPN is my favorite tech show. We want them to keep that going and for them to do what they do so well. I don't expect them to go any easier on us. And I'm sure I'll do my part to help enable that with occasional stupid decisions. But this just got tweeted like as I was going live, which is just, bro. I mean, come on, look at this. Zero Hedge quote tweets and says. OpenAI acquired TVPN for low hundreds of millions, brother. Hundreds of millions. This has got to be one of the biggest media streamer deals that's ever happened. I'm not sure that there's a deal this big that's been done. That means minimum 200 plus, 200 plus. Probably somewhere between 200 to 500. This has got, I mean, it has got to be one of, if not the biggest media deal that has happened for a streamer. Like, you know, people have thrown out Aiden Ross's numbers, Kai's numbers, Speed's numbers, but to get company acquired, yes, let's go, man, let's go, baby, yes, thank God, man. What the fuck was that, dude? I deadass couldn't fucking, I'm about to start crying. I deadass couldn't focus, man. That fucking... Dude, I couldn't fucking focus. Thank God, man. Fuck. I almost rugged the stream. What the fuck was that, dude? Don't ever do that shit again, please. That blew me. God. Now we can stream. Thank you. I hope... Dude, I was having people go check on you, man. Thank God. All right. Anyways. Hundreds of millions. The acquisition for OpenAI. This has been my thesis forever. Is that these super niche focused... It's like, yeah, we don't book high viewers, but the quality of people that we curate to come into the pit that we bring into the stream is just like a different level. The 150 people in here are tapped into the market, are tapped into the Iran conflict, are shorting Farcoin in the Drift Hack. It's just a different level of curation, right? It's a very rare level of curation, artistic curation. And so I don't know, man. It feels like the only way to make 100 mil feel like the only way to make 9 figs in 2026 is to revolutionize technology or get really clouded on Twitter. And so I don't know, if you ever needed a reason to post your trades or to post what you're doing or to post your thesis on the Middle East or whatever it is, I think it's probably going to be on the back end of TVPN OpenAI acquisition. So this happened. It's huge news. Yeah, I'm just going to say it. Yesterday's price is not today's price. And you guys are early. I'll just say this. I remember when I posted this thread a year ago trying to pump my own backs. And I'm basically just saying like crypto finance streamers are going to take over the world or whatever. And under here, I was posting this stuff like Aiden Ross has to deal with Kick, reportedly worth 100 million. Kai 60, Speed they said 600. I think that's high. And everybody was in the prize like, what are you talking about that they're making this much money? And I'm like, oh, you guys, this is when I realized everybody in crypto was 35 plus, and if there was going to be a cultural crypto revolution, it was going to have to be by the youngins. Because I just realized, oh, you guys actually have no idea how any of this TikTok media stuff works. No idea how any of it works. So, I don't know. Big realization on crypto, big realization on media, and major shout out to TVPN because they just fucking banked it. Russian forces deployed a tank with woolly mammoth cosplay to scare away drones. This is a Russian tank. This is how I'm moving. This is how we're setting the tone, baby. Look at this shit. Dude, it's a tank. It's a Russian tank. War propaganda is unreal. Yeah, let's just get right into fucking what happened yesterday and we'll work backwards. It's how I think we should do this. All right. It is 4:06. Market closed 6 minutes ago. And I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm at a little bit of a loss today. I have said this a bunch of times. I'm still on Cali time on my computer. Dude, if I thought of myself as a sophisticated investor and I was trading indexes and trying to trade SPX and especially trying to short it, I would have just quit. I understand why all these accounts have gone Twitter or have gone private. Why Chumba, all these guys go private and they just stop posting their trades because it is I don't know, it's a bizarre market that we are in right now. It is genuinely bizarre. But here's where we're at today on close. SPY closes up 0.13%, which is just unfathomable. Crazy. Honestly, crazy. This is like a very weird dick and balls pattern, but not my favorite one. I mean, just crazy. Russell up 1%. Q's basically flat. Look at this. Gap, and then just shoot it back up. On the news that, I don't even know what the news was, that Iran is officially like accepting tolls for some of these GCC countries to tank through the Middle East. Like news that's been in the news cycle for days, I don't know, weeks. We talked about this weeks ago. So Q's here, IGV up 1%. They all look the same. Look at this. Gap down and then somehow get ripped up on nothing. No, the news was they're doing it with Oman. Got it. Which I feel like has been it makes it more official. Okay. I feel like that's been in the news cycle though, and whatever. The Dow is down 0.1%, and that brings me to this, which I completely forgot to bring up, which is that the president has informed Pam Bondi that her time as aide is nearing an end. And this has now officially been announced and confirmed that Pam Bondi is no longer the attorney general. She's officially out. And Pam Bondi being out 1 week after the press conference where she referenced the Dow over 50,000 is going to go down as one of the most iconic press conferences that's ever happened in American history. Okay? Because this moment, and mind you, it had 3 days officially closed above 50K. This press conference officially was 51 days ago. 51 days ago. 51 days ago, Pam Bondi is on stage at a Jeffrey Epstein hearing. Did I say a week? I didn't mean a week. 51 days ago, she's on stage at a hearing for the Epstein files. She's asked a question about Jeffrey Epstein. She replies and says, "How dare you ask me this question? You should be apologizing to President Trump. They said he could never do it, and he figured out how to get the Dow above 50K. Since that moment, 51 days ago, the Dow is down 8%, and it is trading at officially 46,500. 8% below 50K. And this short probably goes down as one of the most iconic trades ever. Genuinely. I mean, I honestly, as someone who prides himself recently on trading attention and trading narratives and trading memetics, the fact that I didn't take that trade is a goddamn embarrassment. Really, it is to what I stand for. It's a goddamn embarrassment for what I stand for. It is what it is. We live and we learn, but it's I mean, it's gonna go down as one of the most iconic clips in like the history of the United States of America, I would argue. I don't know how high up it is on that list. Maybe we could do a tier list, but I don't know. As soon as this poly market got released, by the way, it was like instantly, look at this. This thing was at just candled, binked it. Poly market right away, looked at it. I'm like, oh yeah, she's out. I think we were on stand up this morning. It was like 80%. Oh yeah, she's done. 5 minutes later, official announcement. So that is the Dow Pam Bondi out. Officially out. Moving on, market close. Crypto, not bad, not great. Expectations are low. Hyperliquid's down 3%. It's trading at $35. Silver is on this list as well, down 3. Sol down 3, 78. Sol is horrid right now. I mean, I think this is probably, this of all the coins, unfortunately, is probably the worst positioned, especially after what just happened. I mean, this just, out of everything, looks I want lower. Out of all the crypto that looks like shit, this one looks the most shit. They all look like shit, but this one smells the worst, I think. Totally tweeted himself 75. Is that true? There's no way he tweeted 75. Stop. He did not tweet that. Oh, he's spamming it. Wow. He's spamming 75. That's crazy. By the way, this isn't a shot, but on the whole megachurch thing, you probably could have started shorting Solana when everybody from Solana Foundation started talking about Zcash, and you would have made out like a bandit. Just saying. You could have started shorting Sol when everybody started talking about Zcash, and you could have done really well. Gold is down 2. I kind of like, I've never traded gold right now. I've never traded gold before, but increasingly feels like, if you're going to go long something, it's becoming an interesting spot. Like, that's something I'm thinking about now for the first time. Bitcoin down 2 and looks, I mean, Bitcoin looks bad. Bitcoin looks really bad. Tau is down 2 and looks pretty bad. And then stretch is over 100, which means we have to check this. 522 Bitcoin today. Nice. We'll get to XPL. We do alts last. The least important. Energy up across the board and some crazy, crazy candles on crude, WTI, and Brent. Fence up across the board. Software ETF is up too. So Palantir looks pretty good actually. The balance here. All of our fertilizer chemicals look good. Shout out to Tulip King. Nvidia up 1%. What do we care about on this list? Apple flat. Microsoft up 1%. Oracle looks terrible. Individual names that mostly just care about HIMS down 3.5. Awful. Rivian's up. Shout out Apewood. Intel up 5. Roblox up 5. Looks awful, but is up. And that is mostly what we care about here. And then crypto tokens. Whoa. Wow. What? Really? Damn, this chart looks pretty sick, actually. Wow. The market gods heard me yesterday. Everybody, I convinced everybody to short it to make money, and realistically, the only way to make money was to long it. The daily looks good, the weekly looks terrible, and the monthly is... I don't know if this is good or bad, what this looks like. I honestly don't know what to make of this one. If this is good or bad. That's unreal. Wow. Why is it pumping? That is something. What else? Lighter 2 is up 12% since Jez called the bottom. We're going to do a little lighter segment today. But Jez called bottom where? Jez called bottom. I have this really interesting article. I think it's basically about lighter. Shout out to Smack if anyone's a fan of his. And it's, you know, it's one of my least favorite theses that I hear people charade around, which is that you should buy asset A because asset A's price correlation to asset B is too far off. Like the beta is too cheap compared to the alpha. And this is another trenching lesson that you never buy the beta, right? You just long your longs on the alpha. And it's played out pretty bad for like, you know, I actually went to this Cabal dinner not that long ago, a couple months ago, and everybody there was bullish on Lighter, which is a good product. I've used it before. It's a very good product. And I'm going to ask them, why are you bullish on Lighter? And the answer every person had on why they were bullish on Lighter is that it's too cheap compared to Hyperliquid. And I just remember thinking to myself, that doesn't feel like a very good thesis, respectfully. I'm not sure that I like that thesis. Like, it's a thesis for sure, but I don't think it's a good one. I don't think it's a good one. It's a thesis. Definitely it's a thesis, but I do not think it is a good one. I don't think it's a good one. Let's see what else real quick. We'll finish through, then we'll get to war. Monad, this chart looks fucking sick too, by the way. Honestly, this is one of the best looking charts in crypto, really. Consolidation for how long? Date range from the bottom here to here is like 3-4 months. This chart looks pretty sick. I should add VVV to this actually. Be that. This chart looks sick. I'm gonna get Eric Voorhees on stream, by the way. Maybe next week. Maybe next week we'll get Eric on stream, but he's gonna come on at some point. And yeah, everything else looks terrible. Uni terrible. Athena is so bad. I don't even understand. I mean, there has to be some fuckery happened here, right? What happened here to allow this? Genuinely, what happened here to allow this to happen? It makes no sense how this could be this terrible. I mean, this one breaks what you ever thought possible. But yeah, that's basically where we're at with crypto. Basically, everything looks like shit, but there's a couple things that don't quite look like shit. It is time, I believe, to talk about Trump's speech. So, number one on this Trump speech is, I didn't realize this. They cut off every cable. Hey, thanks for the raid, bro. They cut off every cable broadcast to play this speech, which is kind of dystopian. Is anyone watching TV and got cut off? That is kind of dystopian in itself. Honestly, that is kind of dystopian. Like, that is, if I was imagine you're watching, everyone's watching Survivor. Wow. And it cuts off and it's Trump speaking. That is like a crazy, what the fuck? I don't really watch TV, like cable TV. I haven't looked at the TV in forever. I watch like Netflix and shit. I'm trying to watch Game of Thrones. I'll watch Netflix. I'll watch TV, but I'm not really watching cable unless it's sports. But even that I'm watching on YouTube TV or Amazon Prime or whatever else.
American involvement in World War I lasted 1 year, 7 months, and 5 days. World War II lasted for 3 years, 8 months, and 25 days. The Korean War lasted for 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days. The Vietnam War lasted for 19 years, 5 months, and 29 days. Iraq went on for 8 years, 8 months, and 28 days. We are in this military operation, so powerful, so brilliant, against one of the most powerful countries for 32 days. And the country has been eviscerated.
Okay, one of my problems with this speech is that I think, okay, I saw this clip of Rakai. Oh, here it is. All right, I'm going to use it to throw some color on this.
Bitch, tell me why. Like, chill. Okay, so I'm streaming, right? Tell me why one day I'm just like, you know what? Let me go on the fucking news. Bitch, you know we in war? Bitch, do you know we in war? So I'm just chilling, like, yo, one day, let me just go on the news real quick, bro. Bitch, we is in fucking war, my nigga. And y'all talking about, I got a rental. Bitch, it's way more important shit to worry about than my fucking car. And that's y'all problem right there.
Okay, bitch, we at war. You know what I've like realized over the last couple weeks here? What I've realized over the last couple weeks is that we are uniquely hyper terminally online and mentally ill. Like, the things that we are talking about every day, most people are just not talking about. Like, I'm like 7 years old, growing up with a happy family and two beautiful, awesome parents. And my mom would always tell me, like, you know, Michael, like, you know, not everybody has it as good as you. And I would be like, yeah, whatever, mom. Like, yeah, of course. I like know that, I guess. But what does that actually mean? And how do you actually know that? And the answer is you don't. You don't actually know until you go move to the city and you go like grow up and you like get on Twitter and you talk to people and you have real interactions with real people and you hear other people's stories, other people's back. You know, like I don't know, you like grow up, like I grew up with two happily married parents. And when I'm 7 years old, I just like assume everybody else has two happily married parents. And then you go meet some people and you realize, no, that's actually not true. Okay. And I think this is how I think about what we cover every day to how everyone like thinks of war and like the stuff that we cover, which is like I internally know that not everybody is spending every second of every day stressing about this stuff, even though that we are. But the level at which they're separated from it, I think is more extreme than I've given credit to. What he just did on this speech, we've been talking about for a month, literally. I think every person here could give the speech. If I asked every person in this chat to give a speech about rehashing what has happened over the last month, I think you could do it, okay? Normal people don't have a clue. And maybe they're happier because that's a different discussion. It was kind of terrifying to listen to this speech because two things happened, I think. Number one was I have never heard Donald J. Trump ever do a speech that on topic, concise, and scripted ever. Like ever. Not a single joke, not a single self-glaze, not a single mention of Biden, or there was an Obama mention. Nothing about Biden, nothing about Kamala Harris, nothing about the election, nothing about COVID or illegal aliens, nothing about any of it. And then the second reason, like reading between the lines a little bit, is, I don't know, the fact that he did this like a nation address and just repeated headlines, like the same timeline, the same announcements, the same everything that we've been discussing on this stream for over a month. Now it just felt eerie. It felt like, hey guys, this is pretty serious and everybody needs to know about it. I honestly, I don't know. I'm out of takes on this. I think I'm out of takes. The one thing that is definitely true is that we basically get no more reactions from a multi-week taco. Like this is ending in a week or 2 weeks is no longer suitable for the market to care at all. I think you do get a reaction on it's over tomorrow type of taco, but then you have to deliver. You have to deliver on that, and then it's so you can't buy any time on it. You have to deliver if you do it's over tomorrow taco. And so, do we actually think it ends in 2 to 3 weeks? I don't know anymore. He sort of set the stage to allow it to, right? They've planted the seeds on, we don't care about Hormuz. Hormuz is everybody else's problem. Da, da, da. But I think we've basically reached a point where there was Delta. There was this original trade where there was Delta in understanding that the market was positioned for a nothing burger and the situation in the Middle East has gotten out of hand. There was a big spread on that, and we like made money on that quite a few times. All right, let's go over these headlines pretty quick. Where are we? Ceasefire. Not much has happened here. Just straight down, basically. Straight down. Poly market, by the way, obviously there's a poly market sign in the background, has been enormously helpful in figuring out how severe and important headlines are because the traders on here are not as emotional as like Hyperliquid. Just straight down, candle down, down, down on the ceasefire. Not great. And then boots on the ground. This market, what's good, Lattice? This market now has $100 million bet on it. By April 30, boots on the ground spiked up again since the speech. It's at 66%. It's just like it's a scary number. It's a scary number. By December, it's back up 74. And you know, I don't like this for the same reason I don't like Michael Saylor going on an interview talking about 8K is the liquidation price for strategy. It's like, fuck, you give targets, and something about a target just gravitates the all being powerful seeing market towards it. Immediately after, Pete Hegseth tweets back to the Stone Age, which is just, I mean, please, for the sake of the country that I live in, keep this guy away from nuclear weapons, please. It's like, yeah, you think we're going to be out of war in 2 to 3 weeks? He's talking about sending them back to the Stone Age. I mean, this is just such an irresponsible tweet. I mean, this is a threat to punish an entire nation for the acts of an unelected regime. It violates the IHL doctrines of distinction, proportionally military necessity, and humanity. I mean, this isn't a community note, but this is like, what is this tweet? I mean, this is not what you want to see from the people that are in charge of the United States. I don't know. This came out as well. Macron from France, who is being screamed at to just stop being a pussy and take Hormuz by force, says it's unrealistic. And he says Trump is contradicting himself every day. This is a little bit of a shift. Vib, like, look on the move. There's a little bit of a shift as well, like other countries, even if it's France, and then even if he is retarded, saying like, hey, this is not going to work. XPL wicking, let's see. Wow. I mean, there's got to be some insider on this, right? It has to be. Fuck, should I be long right now? This is just pure, it has to be, right? I mean, it has to be. It doesn't make sense any other way. It has to be. Why is there no XPO? Why is no one tweeting about it? Nice trade, kid. How much is it up right now? Wow. Look at this thing, bro. Terrible news, honestly. This is nuts. This is fucking nuts. This is terrifying. Possible blockchain acquired by Alatola Iran. Jesus. Can you imagine if that was true? Yeah, this is gnarly. Up 50% on the daily. It's disgusting. Wow. Is anyone in this? I don't know. I can't buy it now. If I was maybe paying attention earlier, I would have clicked, but I told everybody to short it yesterday. So to be fair, I told you to short it with $1. But I did tell everybody to short it yesterday. You're in it? Gerlin, you are in it, bro. You talk about it every day. Yeah, this is just a crime. Take a minute and admire. How much volume is it done? How much OI is there? Wow. It's a 24, it's an 100 mil. It's an 86 mil in 24 hours. Could be more so funny because you see something going up in a straight green line on some like blatant criminal activity or odd whale activities or whatever it is. And then the first reaction you have is, should I short it? And it's like, bro, no, I don't think you should. Whoa, my God. Look at this. Oh, my God. Maybe you should. Holy fuck. You shouldn't short. You fucking retards didn't short it? You didn't short it? You fucking retard. You didn't short it? Holy fuck, man. How? 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 How did that just happen? Bro, and you think the market gods aren't real? You think the fucking market guys aren't real? Stop. You think the market gods aren't real, bro? Look at this. What just happened? Bro. Oh my God, bro. What are they doing? Wow, bro. Oh my God. That was fucking insane. Oh my Lord. A massive 200K. Wait. A massive 210K XPL short position just opened at 0.1569. We didn't get to talk about this yesterday, but SpaceX has filed confidentially for an IPO. Okay, this is a pretty big deal. This is a date that we should have circled when this happens and is definitely going to change the way the market looks and where volume. I mean, it's going to be liquidity vamp suck for sure. Now, this clip is relevant before I give my take, which is that
my joke is that how many investors in America think they own a chunk of SpaceX when they're actually funding their ex-roommate's boyfriend's coke habit in Miami. And it's like probably a non-zero amount.
There is this huge problem right now in venture where people are funding these fake SPVs and think that they have exposure to the market, but don't. Think they have exposure to the asset of the company, but they don't. And you probably don't realize that you don't. Does anyone here have exposure to SpaceX, by the way? Serious question. You probably don't realize you don't until you fucking IPO, and then you realize you don't, and it really hits you like a truck. Now, one take on this is that crypto people know this all too well. I think that SpaceX IPOing is the most bearish announcement in development that could ever happen to Tesla, ever. Like, this is probably, I mean, this is the single worst case scenario for Tesla bulls. Okay. Now, crypto traders, NFT traders are uniquely positioned to understand exactly what this means. Okay. But every time ever in the history of cryptocurrency, when a dev, a team, a founder has launched a second token, both of them just end up going to zero. And again, the crypto analogies actually seep through. And it's particularly relevant here because I was looking at this and I'm like, all right, Tesla PE ratio. Tesla trades at about 350 PE, which is hugely inflated, like hugely inflated. And how much of Tesla's valuation, obviously it's a real company, makes real money. It isn't like a vapor crypto alt. But how much of Tesla's valuation is that it's the only way to get a direct Elon exposure? You want to go long Elon, it's the only way to do it is to buy Tesla. And so you're down to pay some ridiculous premium over what its revenue is because you want exposure to Elon. And he's dropping a second token. Basically is what's happening. He's dropping a second token. And dude, I think I'm not saying to short Tesla and it's not going to be a trade that I make, but it's probably one in hindsight we're going to look back and think to yourself, yeah, that was obvious. Because at the very least, PE has to just compress, right? Like PE has to compress. It's not a trade that it's not like it's a scary stock to short, right? Tesla's a fucking monster. Let's see. Yeah. Chart actually looks fucking sick. Okay. Chart looks sick. Market cap is huge. 1.13 trillion. About the same size as SpaceX. But this to me is, I feel like something we've seen play out infinite times. How many times have you seen this play out in crypto? Every single time this happens. All right. Let's do like a quick intermission from some of the heavy hitting stuff. We're doing a lot of war. Warren Buffett did a podcast. By the way, I don't know a single damn thing about Warren Buffett, other than the fact that he's made a lot of money. I don't know a damn thing about Warren Buffett. But he did a pod, and I want to watch some of these clips. Let's watch some clips. First clip is that he thinks his dump has been nothing.
Well, let's talk about that. The market has come down substantially.
Not substantially.
Well, you've got both the Dow.
It's down 6%. I mean, is he really 98? No. 98? 95. I'm not sure how much. I don't really want to put this out into the atmosphere, so maybe I won't, but I will do it anyways. I'm not sure how much older than 95 I really want to live to be. He didn't make his money till he was 80 years old. That is brutal. Really? Stop. That is like the worst thing ever. Is that true? Why even make it? Wait, stop. Don't tell me that that's true. That's like such a sad story. What age did Warren Buffett get rich? Dude, he was born in 1930. Oh my God. Wow. 1930, bro. Damn. Wow. Wait, when was Pearl Harbor? Oh, bro, he was 11 during Pearl Harbor. Sheesh. He's actually seen everything. That is not 11 during Pearl Harbor is crazy. It's in black and white.
Well, you've got both the Dow and the Nasdaq in correction territory. It's the worst performance on a quarterly basis for stocks in about 4 years.
How are you going to refinance the debt, Michael? Where's the refinance going to come from, Michael? I hate this. This clip makes my skin crawl.
Do things look cheaper to you?
No. 3 times since I've taken over Berkshire, it's gone down more than 50%. I mean, if you look at the markets of...
Can I just say something? Warren Buffett, who I know nothing about, admittedly. Warren Buffett net worth. Warren Buffett. Oh my God. Chat, guess his net worth right now. Warren Buffett, who I know very little about, is 95 years old and has an estimated net worth of approximately $141 billion. 95 years old. He was born in 1930, and he's doing interviews with Fox News talking about when he's ready to buy the market again. Bro, you have $140 billion. 140. Bro, the U.S. stock market is worth $60 trillion. There's $60 trillion in the U.S. stock market. Warren Buffett has $141 billion as a single guy. He's 95 years old, and he is sitting down doing interviews talking about when he's going to buy. Okay, it's not mainly Berkshire equity, by the way. It's 37.7% Berkshire equity. That right there is how bad you have to want this shit if you want to be in my vicinity. If you want to hang out in this chat, if you want to hang out in the pit, if you want to be around me and what we're trying to do, you got to think about it like this, because you could hand me right now $141 billion, and I hope to God I'm watching plasma on the 5-minute chart get manipulated because some guy slammed 10% of the circulating on Binance perps, and I know what that means. And I know Warren doesn't know what that means, but that's, that's where there's like a delta. That's where there's a spread. That's where there's some level of separation, if you will. Wow. Oh my God. They have $62 billion in Apple. That is unreal. 56 billion in American Express, 28 billion in Bank of America, 28 billion in Coke, 20 billion in Chevron. Wow. Oh my God, look how much they're up on this. Dude, he has $62 billion Apple, and they're up 550% on it. Look at the Wikipedia. Is it better? Not back. Xi'an design of things. Oh, he owns 100% of a lot of companies. I don't know what any of these companies are. He owns 100% of Acme Brick Company. He owns 100% of Allegheny Corporation. He owns 100% of Altalink. I don't know any of these. Benjamin and Moore, Hella Berkshire, Brooks Sports. I know Brooks Sports. But he owns Business Wire. What else? He owns Dairy Queen, 100%. Duracell, 100%. Faraday, is that the milk? Is Faraday the milk company? Dude, he owns Duracell. I have Duracell right here. This? The fuck? Right now. Bitch, it's Duracell. It's a sick name. Faraday. Is it Faraday milk? No, it's Fairlife. It's Fairlife. Why do you own this much battery? It's a good question. What else? Flight Safety Force. Fruit of the Loom? I have underwear on Fruit of the Loom? No, my socks are, though. Dude, I got fucking Fruit of the Loom socks on. I'm like Buffett. I'm Buffett dripped out right now. Fruit of the Loom socks. He owns 100% of Geico. Wow. Jordan's Furniture. Bro's Buffett's #1 contributor. You're going to be the next George Soros, shorting the British pound. Dude, I feel like our peak at some point, I'm pretty convinced in this, by the way. Our peak at some point is going to be one of these massive break the world type of trades. And you can't really predict it, but it's going to be like a GME kind of thing, I think. I really do think that's how this thing ends. And then we all just are probably done after that. I wouldn't mind being done after a thing like that. You know, you find an inefficiency and we just like study it for months. It's like the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, except we study it for months. And then we're just done after that. I just never stream again. We just walk away with 100. I never stream again. And then one day everyone that cooked in the chat is like in Europe together. And it's the last scene from Batman where Bruce Wayne and his boy make eye contact from across the fucking Alfred, from across the patio. And they just, oh my God, imagine. And then we just like rip Monaco Summer, just like rip fucking Levin, rip Dawn every night until we're fucking so miserable. We can't drink another shot of tequila. And I don't know what to do with myself. And I haven't found my wife yet. And so I moved back to New York City and I turn on the Twitch stream and we just do the whole thing all over again. It's probably what happens. Or a return. Everyone's like, oh my God, he's back. Fire up the pit. I haven't typed in the pit in 5 years. Combined net worth in the pit is like trillions. I fire a message and all the replies are just like aura, 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 billionaire, 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 billionaire. But really it's just fucking like Caleb Viblet and Hidden Character and Wavy. But it's like the same as like Paul Tudor Jones and fucking Jesse Livermore and fucking whatever, Buffett, Becky Quick's in there. And you're just like, aura, 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 aura. Hey, Peter Schiff's coming on Monday, by the way. I'm pretty hyped.